loved this film. I am curious. I mean, out of all of your albums, you talk in this about how your second album, My Life, is the most important because of everything you had going on then. When did you realize how important that specific album is, what it means to you, and what it means to other people? And what made you decide that you wanted to get deep and make a documentary about all of it?
Well, it was really later in life that I realized that it was such an important album. Like 2 years ago, I mean, I knew before 2 years ago, but it was later in life after 1994. And 2 years ago, the world was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the My Life album. I was celebrating the 25th anniversary of the My Life album. Billboard magazine was celebrating the 25th. Time magazine, it was just going crazy in the fans. So I said, this is the perfect time to have the cameras follow me around, get testimonies from, and do a documentary on the My Life album while we're all celebrating. And it's extremely important to go back and, talk about where that pain came from, because it was such a painful, dark album for me, but it healed a lot of people. 4 million fans went out and bought that album. When I went to write the album, I wasn't coming from a place where, I want everybody to see how vulnerable I am. I just was dying and going through hell. And I just wanted to be happy. And, I just wanted to be free from all this pain. And then the 4 million people responded and were like, well, Mary, we're suffering too. So, it was a pivotal point in my life, where the fans actually helped me to, see subconsciously that, wow, I can't just kill myself now because I'm responsible for a whole bunch of lives right now. So I had to go back and let people see where the pain came from and just how much pain since then, it just was painful. Yeah.
I'm also a concert photographer and I photographed you in concert. So I've seen firsthand that connection that you have with your fans in that sense. What's it like to hear so many of those stories over the years of your career and to hear about so many people whose lives you've helped? Does it feel like both this beautiful blessing and really kind of the heaviest burden to hear the pain that all of these other people have gone through, but how you've helped to uplift them?
Well, it's a beautiful blessing, but it's a responsibility now. It's like, wow, but at the same time, what I love about my fans is that they know that my life isn't perfect as well, and I'm not going to always get it right, but they respect the fact that I respect that this is a responsibility, that I know that their children, they have children now that I have to look out for, so, it's a beautiful thing, but, it's a huge responsibility.
Did you understand the rules and the boundaries that you were breaking early on in your career, or was that something that you also needed some time and reflection to come to that conclusion?
I had no idea what I was doing early in my career. I was afraid. I was on guard. I didn't trust anybody. And I just was going off on anyone that would invade that space. I didn't know what I was doing until later. I found out, that I wasn't doing a lot of things right. And I had to, I was hurting a lot of people, was hurting because I was hurting myself. And I had to grow up and realize that my life is my life. I have to be responsible for my life.
You say in this that you've pretty much done everything that you wanted to do. So once you get to that point, how do you figure out what's next? How do you continue to keep things interesting and exciting for yourself and to be inspired?
Well, I think you go for the most challenging thing, the thing that you're probably the most afraid of, or something that you can learn, from, and you just challenge it. Like with acting, that thing, I've been acting, in little things since like 1996. But, these big movies like Mudbound and this show like, Ghosts, and, those are challenging things. So I think you just go for the most challenging thing and the thing that you've never done before, like the production company. You've never done that before. I have a production company that I'm seriously involved in. And, when you're entertainment, at some point you want to be behind the camera or you want to be, producing something.
What stands out to you more, the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio or the first time you saw a movie poster or a trailer for something you had an acting role in?
The first time I heard my song on the radio, that stands out because I knew that moment I was going to be able to take my family, out of the misery and the environment we was living in. I knew that I was going to be able to save us, like get us that's how I felt about that moment. Like, wow, I get to get my mother out of these projects. I get to get my sisters and, my family out of here.
When it comes to acting roles, do you have like a dream project you'd like to do? Is there somebody from history or from some sort of source material you'd love the opportunity to play?
I don't, right now, I'm just trying to focus on what I'm doing. I don't have a dream except for to be great at what I'm doing right now with this TV show.
Have you found that you enjoy, especially after doing, you have this show, but you also did the Umbrella Academy before that. Are you enjoying getting to spend a bit longer period of time with a character and getting to really delve into someone?
Yes, I love it. I love the writer, that writes this stuff, and I love being able to fill in this character with all these real places I have to travel. I love it. Yeah.
If someone told you 25 years ago when you put this album out that you'd be where you are now, how would you have reacted to that? Do you think the younger version of you would have just thought that was crazy?
Yes, I would have been like, yeah, whatever. Right.
How do you think that version of you would feel about the life path you've had? I mean, would that you how excited would they be about
that me? That me would not be able to handle any of this because you have to be a more mature, responsible, kind person, and that person wasn't too kind. She wasn't responsible. She didn't trust anybody. She was bad.
I love that you can reflect on that now, though. So that's the important part. Well, awesome. I appreciate you talking to me about this so much. I loved how this film was done, and thank you.
Thank you, Christina.